You slip out of your mother into a small underground den somewhere in the forests of North America. You're blind and can't see anything around you, so you press yourself against her belly where the warmth is strongest. Your brother is already there pushing his nose into the fur beside you, and you both stay still while your mother licks your backs clean. A few hours pass, and you mostly sleep, waking only when hunger pulls you back toward her to feed. 3 days later, your eyes open for the first time. The den is small and packed with dirt on all sides, and a thin shaft of light drops down from somewhere above your head. Your brother is awake and already moving, pawing at a clump of dried grass near the wall. You need to see what he's doing, so you crawl toward him and pounce. Both of you tumble sideways into the corner, legs tangling together, and your mother doesn't even look up. After a while, you notice the light and want to know where it comes from, so you start crawling toward it. The tunnel slopes upward, and the air gets colder the higher you go. Then your mother grabs you by the scruff of your neck and drags you back down into the den, dropping you beside your brother without making a sound. A moment later, she leaves through the tunnel and comes back with something hanging from her jaws. She drops it in front of you and you lean forward to sniff it. It's a dead mouse, still whole, and you paw at its side to see if it moves. It doesn't, so you bite down on the fur, but your teeth are too small to break through. You keep trying anyway, tearing at it with your front teeth while your brother wanders off to the other side of the den. That's your first real lesson, and soon, you'll need to figure out what it's for. You're 4 weeks old now, and your mother leaves the den entrance open for the first time. You need to see what's up there, so you climb the tunnel and step out into the world above. Everything is too bright, and you have to squint, just to see the ground in front of you. But you take a few steps forward anyway, with your legs shaking under your weight. A beetle crawls past your paw and you want to catch it. So you pounce forward and miss completely, landing face first in the dirt. Your brother runs past you chasing a butterfly through the grass, but it flies away before he even gets close. Then your mother walks past both of you and crouches low in the grass, watching something you can't see yet. She moves forward slowly with her body pressed against the ground, and then she bursts into a sprint and catches a vole in her jaws. She brings it back and drops it in front of you while it's still moving, and you watch it twitch for a few seconds before going still. You want to try what she just did, so you crouch down the same way and start moving forward through the grass. But your legs are too short, and you trip over your own paws, tumbling sideways into a patch of dirt. A grasshopper jumps right in front of your nose and you lunge without thinking, snapping your jaws shut. You actually catch it, and it crunches between your teeth when you bite down. Your mother barks once and starts walking back toward the den, so you and your brother follow her down into the tunnel. You swallow the grasshopper on the way down and it tastes wrong, but it fills your stomach just enough to stop the emptiness. Tomorrow, you'll try for something bigger, and eventually, you'll learn how to move without falling. Skip forward a bit, and you're 8 weeks old now. Your mother left the den hours ago and hasn't come back yet, and your stomach has been empty long enough that you can't stay still anymore. Your brother is asleep in the corner, but you need to eat, so you climb out of the den without waiting for her to return. You walk through the grass with your nose close to the ground, trying to pick up anything that might lead you to food, and then you spot movement under a bush just a few body lengths away. It's a rabbit sitting completely still with its ears pointed straight up. You need to get closer without being seen, so you lower your body the way your mother showed you and start moving forward. Your paws press into the dirt slowly, and you don't make a sound, and the rabbit's ears twitch once, but it doesn't run. You're close enough now that you can see its whiskers moving, so you push your back legs into the ground and spring forward with your jaws opening wide. But you jump too early and land short, slamming into the dirt while the rabbit bolts sideways and disappears into the brush before you can even turn around. You try to follow it, but your legs are too slow, so you stop and turn back toward the den. That's when you see something near the entrance, a half-eaten carcass lying on its side with flies crawling over the exposed meat. It smells wrong, and the meat looks old, but you're too hungry to care, so you walk over and tear off a strip with your teeth. You swallow it whole and it sits heavy in your stomach, but it's enough to make the emptiness go away. Your mother comes back a few minutes later and watches you eating, but she doesn't stop you. You didn't catch it yourself, but you found it, and right now that's enough to keep you alive. You're 5 months old now, and the den has started to feel too small for both you and your brother. He finds a dead bird near the edge of the trees, and you both see it at the same time, so you both run toward it as fast as you can. He gets there first and grabs it by the wing, but you want it too, so you bite down on the other wing and pull. You both snarl and yank in opposite directions, tearing the bird apart until there's nothing left but feathers scattered across the ground. Your mother is watching from a distance, but she doesn't come over to stop you or pick a side. She just turns around and walks away through the trees, leaving you both standing there with nothing. The next morning, you decide to leave. You walk out of the den and keep going, past the trees and over a small stream, and you don't look back to see if anyone is following. Your brother doesn't come after you, and your mother doesn't call you back. You spend the rest of the day walking through parts of the forest you've never seen before, and your stomach starts to ache from the emptiness. That's when you spot something moving near the water, a frog, sitting on a flat rock. You need to eat, so you crouch low and move closer without making a sound, and then you lunge forward and catch it between your jaws. It tries to squirm free, but you bite down harder and feel it go limp, so you swallow it whole. It's slippery and tastes strange, but it's yours and no one tried to take it from you. You keep walking until you find a hole under a pile of rocks that looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. You crawl inside and curl up with your tail wrapped around your nose, and the space is just big enough for you. Out here, you're finally alone. And alone means no one takes what you kill. Skip forward, and you're 10 months old now. You've been moving through the same part of the forest for weeks, marking trees and rocks so other animals know this area belongs to you. You know where the rabbits hide during the day and where the mice dig their tunnels under the roots, and today you're hunting because your stomach has been empty since yesterday. A young rabbit sits in a clearing ahead of you, pulling at the grass with its teeth. You need to get close without being seen, so you drop low and circle around to the side, staying behind a fallen log. Your paws press into the moss without making a sound, and the rabbit keeps chewing without looking up. You're close enough now that you can see its ears twitching, so you push off with your back legs and burst forward. The rabbit tries to hop away, but you're faster, and you catch it mid-jump with your jaws clamping down on its neck. It goes still almost instantly, so you hold it for a few more seconds, just to make sure it's dead, and then you carry it back to your den with its body hanging limp from your mouth. You drop it near the entrance and tear into the meat, crunching through bone and fur with your back teeth. It's warm and rich, and you eat until there's nothing left but a few scraps and some fur stuck to your paws. Then you take the bones and bury them in the dirt near the rocks, covering them with loose soil so nothing else can find them. You lick the blood off your paws and lie down at the entrance to your den, watching the trees for movement. This is your range now, and you've proven you can hunt here. But eventually, something else will move through looking for the same food. And when that happens, you'll have to decide if you're willing to fight for it. You're a year and a half old now, and something else has been moving through your territory. You find fresh marks scratched into the bark of a tree near the edge of your range, and they're not yours. Someone else has been here, so you need to find out who it is before they take what's yours. You follow the trail through the underbrush with your nose close to the ground, and after a while you spot movement ahead. It's another fox digging near a rabbit hole, and she's completely focused on what she's doing. You need to make your presence known, so you bark once and the sound comes out sharp and loud. She spins around instantly and bares her teeth at you, and you step forward with your tail raised high. She mirrors your movement, and neither of you backs down. You both start circling each other slowly with your eyes locked. Then she lunges forward and snaps her jaws near your face, but she doesn't actually bite. You lunge back the same way, and she dodges to the side. And this happens 2 more times, with both of you testing without committing to a real fight. Then she turns and starts walking away through the trees. But she doesn't run. You want to chase her and prove this is your territory, but something stops you. She disappears into the brush, and you walk over to the spot where she was standing and mark it with your scent. She didn't fight you, and she didn't submit either. She just left, and you let her go. You walk back to your den and lie down at the entrance, watching the trees for any sign of movement. She'll come back eventually, because foxes always return to places where they find food. And next time, one of you will have to give ground or fight for real. Skip forward, and you're 3 years old now. You're walking through your territory when you pick up that same scent again, the female from before. You need to find her, so you follow the trail until you reach the bottom of a hill where she's standing near a fallen log. This time, she doesn't growl or back away when she sees you coming. You move toward her slowly, and she starts circling you, keeping her distance at first. Then she moves closer and sniffs your neck and sides, and you do the same to her. After a few minutes of this, she lies down on the ground, and you stay close beside her. The whole thing is quick, and neither of you makes a sound, and once it's done, she stands up and walks away through the trees. You don't follow her, and she doesn't look back to see if you're coming. Months pass, and you don't see her again. But one day, you're walking near the old den where you were born, and you pick up her scent leading underground. You need to know what's down there, so you follow it into the tunnel and find her lying on her side with 2 small cubs pressed against her belly. They're too young to open their eyes yet, and they're barely moving except to push closer to her for warmth. You have food in your jaws from an earlier hunt, so you drop a dead vole near the entrance and turn to leave. She doesn't look at you or make any sound, and the cubs don't know you're there. You climb back out of the den and walk away through the forest, heading back to your own territory. You won't see them again, and they won't know who brought that food. But somewhere in this forest, 2 small bodies carry your pattern forward, and eventually, they'll learn to hunt the same way you did. You're 7 years old now, and your body doesn't move the way it used to. Your legs ache when you walk, and your teeth have worn down from years of tearing through bone and fur. You've been limping on your front left paw for days, and it hasn't gotten any better. You haven't eaten in 2 days, and your stomach is empty, so when you pick up the scent of something dead in the distance, you follow it through the trees. The trail leads you to a small clearing where a deer carcass is lying on its side, and it looks fresh, with barely any damage to the meat. You need to eat, so you move closer and bite into the flank, tearing off a strip and swallowing it quickly. That's when something slams into your side hard enough to knock you off your feet. You try to stand, but your bad leg gives out, making you stumble. Then another shape appears from the other side of the clearing, and you realize there are 2 coyotes circling you. You snap at the first one and manage to catch its ear between your teeth, but the second one comes in low and bites down on your neck. You thrash and try to pull away, but your body doesn't respond the way it used to. The grip on your neck tightens and you can't breathe properly, and your legs stop trying to push against the ground. Your vision starts to go dark around the edges, and then you stop moving completely. The coyotes drag your body into the brush and start tearing at the meat. 7 years of hunting and fighting and surviving, and it ends here over a meal you never got to finish. Your bones will scatter through the forest over time, and the dirt will cover what's left. Nothing will mark the spot where you fell, and no one will remember you were here.